Hey everybody, this is TJR. The Rolling Stones have released their first new original song in 8 years. It's entitled Living in a Ghost Town, and it's quickly rising up the streaming charts, and it's no wonder. I mean, it's a good song to be sure, but its lyrical themes are resonating in a way that is unprecedented, and that is because we are living in unprecedented times. Now, I want to give my reaction to the song, but first I want to read a little bit from an online article. This is from bbcnews.com, and actually it looks like they were reporting from an interview that Mick Jagger gave to Apple Music in regards to the song. I think it's important that I read this first. I think it's important that you know this about the song. So, speaking to Apple Music, Mick Jagger revealed the track had been written in 10 minutes during the jam session last February, saying it wasn't written for now, but it was written about being in a place which was full of life and is now bereft of life. Mick Jagger goes on to also say, and when I went back to what I'd written originally, lyrically, it was all full of plague terms and things like that. Keith Richards and I both had the idea that we should release it, but I said, well, I've got to rewrite it. Some of it is not going to work, and some of it was a bit weird and a bit too dark. And I definitely want to circle back to that comment in just a moment here. Now, Richard said the song had been completed via satellite before being released on Thursday. It's sort of eerie when suddenly it's coming to life, he said. We sort of did it from outer space, but I actually liked the way it turned out. Now, as for my own thoughts on this particular new track, like any Rolling Stones song, it has, of course, rhythm and blues as its foundation, but you can definitely hear a reggae influence, and this is definitely not the first time that the Stones have shown their reggae influence. Older Rolling Stones tracks like Hey Negrita and Cherry Baby definitely display that. But I think what I like the most about this particular new song is that it has that ethereal, dark, sometimes mystical quality that typifies a lot of what we think of when we think of the very best tracks by the Rolling Stones. I'm thinking songs like Sympathy for the Devil and Gimme Shelter. And in fact, even some of their perhaps less classic songs, but still very enjoyable tracks, have this quality too. One that comes to mind is Miss You off of Some Girls. In fact, if there was a previous Stones track that I would compare this to or say it reminds me of, it would be Miss You. And I think the reason why I feel that way is that even though these two songs are lyrically dealing with different themes, they both convey a sense of urban despair and loneliness and even isolation. I've only been listening to this song for the last 2 days, and while it isn't yet screaming to me instant classic, it's not without the potential to become one. Once again, this is because its lyrics are speaking to a sense of uncertainty that so many of us around the world are now feeling. In fact, speaking of lyrics, and I'm going to circle back now to that comment about too weird and too dark, after reading those comments from Mick Jagger, I really have to wonder what that version of this song sounded like. The version that was a bit weird or a bit too dark sounding. Perhaps the original lyrics were a bit too apocalyptic and might have been a downer for everybody during this time. And if so, I can see why he'd want to rework those lyrics. I can see why he'd want to deliver a song that would provide an outlet for those emotions that we are all feeling in the back of our heads. Perhaps the Rolling Stones should release a remake of Ventilator Blues. This is TJR. Those are my thoughts on this new Rolling Stones song. What are your thoughts? Please share them in the comments. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click like, click subscribe, and smash the notification bell so you can know when I release new videos. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and watching. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.